In this video, I'm going to talk through how we planned our trip to Egypt. From the itinerary that we put together, working with the tour company that we booked through, our recommendations on the optional tours that we added, and then a couple of our top tips for what you'll need to know for your trip to Egypt. We booked our trip through Memphis Tours, a company that was recommended to us by a friend who had used them the year before. This was one trip we weren't going to do on our own, the main reason being safety and security. We also like their choices of itineraries, and they are very organized and handled all the logistics of getting us exactly where we needed to be when throughout the tour. We booked our international flights through them, and they also helped us with getting our e-visa done for entry into Egypt. Memphis Tours has great tour guides, very knowledgeable. This is Kadria. She is the best. We did an 8-day trip. It was a Saturday through Saturday. It doesn't seem to matter which day of the week you want to start on. The schedule is around the Nile River cruise boats going from Luxor to Aswan or Aswan to Luxor, and they seem to leave just about every day of the week. Day one, we flew into Cairo, where our Memphis tour manager and driver picked us up, and we stayed the first night in a beautiful Sheraton in Cairo. Day two was all about exploring Cairo. With our tour guide and driver, we saw the pyramids, the Sphinx, we rode a camel, visited the Egyptian Museum, as well as some shops. This was an amazing day, seeing so many highlights. On day three, we flew from Cairo to Luxor, and once again, our driver and tour guide met us. They brought us to our Nile riverboat. We loved every part of our trip to Egypt, but this riverboat cruise was our favorite. Mornings and evenings, when it was cooler, we toured the temples. And afternoons, we just relaxed on the sun deck or in our room, seeing the most unique scenery drift by. On day 7, after our final tour, we flew from Aswan back north to Cairo, and we stayed at the Riyadh Hotel in Old Cairo City. On the morning of our last day, we had time to explore the fascinating markets and architecture of Old Cairo City before being chauffeured back to Cairo Airport for our flight out. All of this was included in our Memphis Tours package. Our flights, hotels, almost all of our meals, the tours, and entry tickets for all the sites. So on to the optional tours. We signed up for 3, 2 that we loved, and 1 that we could have skipped and not felt like we missed anything. We highly recommend both the hot air balloon ride and the tour to Abu Simbel. A hot air balloon ride over the desert with views of the Nile River is a great adventure. Dress warmly, you'll have to get up very early. The transportation across the river to the balloon launch field takes about an hour, but it is worth it. We also highly recommend the tour to see the Abu Simbel temples. It is a long day. We rode about 3.5 hours each way from Aswan across the desert, but it is in a gorgeous setting. It is an amazing piece of history, and out of all the amazing temples and sites that we saw in our week, Abu Simbel stands out. There is one rest stop along the route, and it definitely seems like an oasis with a small shop and restrooms. The one optional tour that we did not think was that great was dinner on a riverboat on our first night in Cairo. The food was good, but not great. You don't move up and down the river and see the sights. The riverboat stays moored on the bank. The entertainment included a belly dancer, which was fun to see, but we saw similar entertainment again on our Nile riverboat cruise a few days later. So this is our itinerary, including the optional tours. We felt like our week had a fantastic flow, and we loved the variety of activities and seeing and learning about so many highlights of Egypt. Okay, our top tips for while you're in Egypt. Number 1, do not drink the water. Use only bottled water. This includes for brushing your teeth, and we did not eat any fruit or vegetable that was not cooked. Bring US dollars for tipping and making small purchases. Tip your tour guides appropriately, and then have about $200 in ones, plus some 5s and 10s for tipping in general. And our last tip for today: when you're being driven around in Cairo, don't let the traffic frustrate you. Appreciate it as part of the adventure. There seems to be no rules for cars, motorcycles, or pedestrians. It is something to see. Our trip to Egypt was truly a trip of a lifetime. We are not sponsored by Memphis Tours. I will drop their website in the comments if you want to check them out. I hope this video is helpful to you in your planning. For more about Egypt, please check out our other videos on our channel. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to see more of our travel videos.